My question to you is, I am a waspey woman.
Yes.
And I'm also a qualified nurse of 33 years. And I can't wait to leave the profession that I love. How can you convince me, or convince an extra 31,000 nurses to join us, as well as persuade thousands of nurses just like me to stay?
Well, Janet, first of all, on the waspy point, I really appreciate the frustration and disappointment that so many waspy women feel about their situation. I understand very much how it has come about.
What are you going to do about it?
And what I can't do now, Janet, is extemporise some,
Mr. Corbyn did. He's got the money. They get the £58 billion.
Well, it wasn't at all clear to me where that money is coming from. To be polite to Mr. Corbyn, and we have to manage our economy prudently. £58 billion is a lot.
So the waspy women still miss out.
What we will do, Janet, we will do whatever we can to help. But
what does that mean, Prime Minister?
On the NHS and nursing, again, I thank you very much for everything you do and have done.
This lady was going to leave the profession.
And I don't want you to do that. And we want to support nursing. We're bringing back the bursary, as you know, the £5,000 bursary to help nurses. We want to raise the money going into the NHS. As you know, it's the biggest increase in living memory, £34 billion increase. The funding that we're actually putting into the NHS now is from 2018 to 2023. We'll have increased NHS funding by about almost a third. And I want to continue to do that. Why did you misrepresent the
figure of new nurses that would be achieved under a Conservative government? Why did you misrepresent the figure?
Well, I didn't. It's 50,000 more nurses. It's very important. Let me try and explain that, because I do understand the controversy about this. There are 19,000 that are currently in nursing at the moment, nurses at the moment, and we thank them very much for what they're there. They're fantastic. The risk is
one of them's on the line,
and like Janet, the risk is obviously that they will leave the profession, and so we're putting in the funds now to make sure that they stay.
So they're not new, Prime Minister.
But there are a further 31,000 that we wish to recruit. So
the new ones, 31,000.
So what we are saying is that there is going to be a substantial increase, I think, from 280,000 to 330,000 nurses.
Yes, it's 287,000 currently, and then you add your figure. That's how you get to it.
But the issue is that the 19,000...
You misrepresented the figures. There's 19. They're not new, are they?
No, that's correct. They're not. No, that's correct. Because what I said is more nurses, because I think that's absolutely correct. And the risk is that the nurses currently, the absolute certainty is, as I think Matt Hancock has explained many times, the absolute certainty is that the 19,000 who are currently in the job would leave. Because that is the issue we face.
So 31,000 new, isn't it?
That's correct. But 50,000 more.
By retaining 19.
Exactly.
So 31,000 new.
31,000, that's exactly right. 50,000 more.
So let's see, in a sentence, tell Janet, and then I'm going to ask you if you've succeeded. Tell Janet, she's one who's about to go. Tell her why she should stay.
So Janet, we're investing in, obviously, massively in the NHS. 20 hospital upgrades, 40 new hospitals will be built. And I know there's also controversy about those figures, but I'm absolutely proud to defend them. 40 new hospitals will be built as a result of the decisions.
No, how can you say they're not new hospitals, are they? This has been looked at carefully.
Yes.
They're existing sites that will admittedly benefit from millions of pounds investment, but they're not new hospitals per se.
There'll be new buildings.
But again, you misrepresent the figures. Why do you continually do this, Mr. Johnson?
Because I think people obviously try to turn things round on us and say that we're not making the investments we're making. These will be huge investments in the NHS,
no one's disputing
and they will lead to. I mean,
but you've seen the research that there are four new sites. No. The others are revamped.
Yes, but
brilliant work as it is.
Okay, well let me give you an example. In my own beloved constituency, Uxbridge and South Rice, we have a fantastic hospital, Hillingdon Hospital.
Okay,
we are going to rebuild it. It's going to be totally new. Now, in your conception, is that a new hospital or is that an old hospital that's been rebuilt? In my view, it's a new hospital.
Right. Okay.
And so
let's see.
So, I mean, I understand the point that you're making, Nick. I think it's a fantastic thing. We're going to be building a new hospital on an existing
hospital site.
Well, either there or
right, okay.
exactly
Let's see
adjacent
if you've
to
kept,
it.
let's see if you've kept Janet.
But on Janet's point, it's not just about shiny new buildings and fantastic investment in infrastructure, though we're going to do that. And we'll do it at a record pace. And we can do it because we have a strong economy. It's also about investing in people.
Well, let's see if you've invested in Janet. Janet, are you now going to stay in your job?
It's done nothing to convince me to get up to go to work on Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not at all. I work in a shiny new building that was built by PFI that's got us absolutely crippled.
Where do you work, Janet? Where do you work? Whereabouts?
I work in the Newcastle hospitals in northern England. Yeah.
Well, we are investing, I think, in both the hospitals in Newcastle from memory. But I do understand your frustrations and the PFI deals, which as people know, were not done by this government. Were done under Labour.
Yeah.
They have not. And I was at a hospital in the Midlands, and I was amazed at the debt that they bear as a result of the PFI. And if we could find a way of just getting rid of it, I would. But it's very, very difficult.
Janet,